Hi, Jim Leake here. I'd like to talk briefly about oblique sketches. In the next presentation, I'll talk about oblique projections. That's to say the geometry behind the generation of an oblique projection. But in this set of slides, this brief presentation, we'll just look at some of the characteristics of oblique sketches. So here we see an example, actually two examples of oblique sketches of the same object. And you'll see that in terms of the axes of an oblique sketch, we'll have one that is horizontal, positive to the right, and a second one that is up and vertical, positive to the right. And then the third axis, which we'll call the receding axis, can either go up and to the left, in which case you would see kind of a top, front, left view of the object, or you can run that receding axis up and to the right, in which case you'd see a top, front, right view of the object. Now, some of the characteristics of these oblique sketches is they tend to show, or they will show, the exact size and shape of one face of an object. And that face, as we'll see when we talk about oblique projections next time, that one face will be parallel to the projection plane. So in this case, it's a little hard, but we can say this face here and also this back edge and this, they are all, we're seeing the exact shape of them. Of those faces. The receding axis faces will not show the exact shape of the face. Now, the oblique sketches, one of the things about them is that they're fairly easy to draw. It's a pictorial. It gives us the sense of the three-dimensionality of the object, but they're fairly simple to draw. So here's an example of a simple extrusion of, say, an I-beam. So we just start by drawing that a two-dimensional representation of the front face of the object. And then once we have that, this would be the face that's parallel to the projection plane. Then we draw a line representing that receding axis. And then we just add additional lines parallel to that first receding line, and then we close it off somehow to terminate the depth dimension, and finally we go bold and darken it up. So you can see it's a fairly easy process to generate an oblique sketch. Here's another example of an oblique sketch here where we're given what is an isometric view of a cut block. In almost all cases, the way to go is to whether you're doing an oblique or an isometric sketch or the perspective or a multi-view, it's a good idea to draw that principal enclosing box, that bounding box. That will make sure that you get the proportions right. So that's the first step here. We've laid out the front face of the object, drawn the receding axis, and closed it off. Then we go in and identify the different vertices of interest, and then finally we go bold. And here's another example of a oblique sketching process. This is, we'll talk about cavalier and cabinet obliques in the next set of slides. But draw the bounding box, identify different vertices. In this case, we've got some rounded edges, so we go ahead and draw those arcs in bold and just complete the process. So anyway, that's a kind of a brief overview of the execution of oblique sketches. Thank you.